Hey there, amazing ones, and welcome to day 22 of the Choosing Love Over Fear challenge. And I'm excited to have you guys here back on one of my favorite topics. We're going to talk about relationships today, and I'm just going to share with you something that's happened in my own life just recently, and I just wanted to share this message in particular with you for those of you who want to make sure that you are inspiring yourself and your partner into the growth zone and not enabling each other into just the comfort zone. All right, so this one will be a good one. And look, if you're not in an intimate partnership, that's kind of the lens I'm looking through and the example that I'm going to give with to you guys today. But if you're not in intimate partnership, it doesn't matter what relationship you're in. Like every single relationship that you want to choose to have in your life, if you're somebody who wants to live up to your limitless potential, then you definitely want to have the relationships in your life really inspiring you through that growth zone, right? And not just enabling you in your comfort zone. All right, so that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. I can see Bill and Donald here. Hello to you both. Good to see you guys. And thanks for tuning in. I know it's a random time. I'm always doing these at different times. So I really appreciate when you guys can show up just randomly like me. So let's get into today's message. Today is all about the relationship choice to either inspire them into the growth zone or enable them in the comfort zone. All right. And so the example and bit of story that I want to share with you is I think a couple of days ago I might have shared a tool that my partner and I use, and I'm always getting coaching clients to use, which is basically this tool of a connection ritual or giving each other an appreciation. And today's message was sparked because my partner gave me the appreciation for inspiring him out of a comfort zone into a really exciting thing that we're going to choose to do this year. So this year, and he's coming on the journey with me, right? So this was a deep inspiration for me, something that I'm really called to go and do. And, and I opened the doors for it and invited him, but I certainly wasn't attached to whether or not that was going to resonate with him or not, right? If it resonates, amazing, let's go. If it doesn't, I just knew totally in my heart of hearts that it resonated with me. And so my inspiration for something that I'll share with you guys in a minute actually just broke him through his own comfort zone with his willingness to come on a bit of a journey out into the unknown. So the thing that I've decided to do, and I'll just share it with you guys just to add to the story here, no real amazing lesson in it, but it might just trigger for you something that you might have been feeling really inspired to do in your own life. But there is somebody that I follow. Her name is Maharishika, and she is an Indian guru. But what I love about how she talks into spirituality and her practices is that it's so in alignment with how I see the world. It's incredibly grounded. It's really waking up to the fullness of reality in this moment, not bypassing any of it. And I really just really gravitate to her work. It's all about, surrendering inward to your inner guru, basically, to your connection to source or whatever you deem that to be, right? And yeah, so it's all the things that I love: surrendering to love, choosing love, surrendering to that inner guru, and empowering the individual on their spiritual path as spiritual seekers and self-realization and all the rest of it. And I've been following her work for a while now, probably, just over a year. And just like I've been checking in when she runs retreats and does her work. And so far the timings haven't matched, but there's something coming up in July that does work. And I've reached out and they've got availability. I'm ready to go, and really inspired and aligned. I've never been to India before. I don't know what to expect. I think it'll be a culture shock and all the rest of it, and I'm excited, and I'm going to tie it in with a bunch of other kind of spiritual things that I want to investigate and go down that path. But when I invited my partner, so we just went and did an amazing Adventure Sunday where we went to the Everglades here in Australia, in Queensland. I didn't know, but there's only 2 Everglades in the whole world. One's in Florida and one's here in Queensland where I live. And basically it is just these gorgeous waterways that are like a mirror. And we got to canoe through this whole Everglades area, probably for about an hour or just over an hour, and my shoulders are killing me. It's hard even just holding my phone up right now. But it was this incredible experience where we were leading the pack as well, and there was, and we were like really far ahead of everybody. So we actually got this really like secluded experience in the Everglades where there was no other boats like messing with the water. And so it was just like an absolute mirror. And it was actually like looking into a whole other world, right? Like with the mirror reflection of the trees and the skies, just so crystal clear and perfect. And we had this beautiful experience and got to spend the day just adventuring and exploring and, doing some cool things. And whenever we get out of our, normal everyday existence, our location, right? Like our physical location, we get to take the lid off, our usual way of thinking and viewing the world. And this is what happened. And this is why we incorporate this every single week. Sunday's Adventure Day, right? We're going to go to some new place and explore and take the lid off the mental realm a little bit and explore what we're inspired by and what things come through. And this is actually what came through. And we discussed, here is some of the things that, I knew I'd tapped into and I was really inspired, moved by, making, creating the opportunity for that to unfold. And, we discussed it in in this beautiful location. And I'm grateful that he was really just like, it kind of pushed him out of his comfort zone. He was like, whoa, I wouldn't have even really gone there. And because I'm inspired by it and we're looking to inspire each other, he was willing to go on that journey of just openness and exploration. And he's actually pumped and excited about it, right? This next adventure in our lives, like this year is a really big year for us and on a multitude of levels. But this is just this really key thing that we've got to look forward to. And it's a great example of how that's really the purpose of our relationships, right? Do you just surround yourself with people who are in the same level of thinking so that you can feel comfortable and enabled in your same ways of thinking, feeling, expressing yourself in the world? Or are you more likely to go into creating relationships that actually, like, you're here to inspire something new out of one another, to access that growth zone that maybe you wouldn't have even thought about or even ventured toward had the other person not had their own inspiration that opened a doorway and a pathway for you to tap into an unknown that would have been potentially just left unexplored otherwise, right? So I don't know about you, but that sounds like a way better relationship to me. I do a lot of work to move beyond my history and my identity and things that I think are me. I'm really wanting in my life to open more and more to new truths, universal truths. Like I want to be awake to this moment, not just bringing the past into my now and then just recreating it in my future, right? And so a commitment in my relationships, no matter what the kind of relationship they are, whether that's my intimate relationship, my friendships, my coaching relationships, a bit harder in your family relationships, but you can test it out, is really just this standard of we're going to inspire something out of each other. And you can't inspire somebody if you're not inspired. So having that kind of standard for your relationships, no matter what type of relationship that is, what it's also doing is not just helping you to live an inspired life and inspire the other person and open them up to a realm that they might otherwise not have been having access to, but actually there's a prerequisite that you have to be inspired, right? And what does that mean? That means that you have to be in alignment with who you are and what moves you, right? And so that quality of standard in relationship to inspire each other into the growth zone rather than enable each other in the comfort zone, what those two different pathways look like, that inspired to the growth zone means you have to be inspired, which means you have to be taking care of your well-being and getting into alignment and living an inspired life from within so that you can create those kind of dynamics, right? But if you have the standard, the lower standard of just, no, we just enable each other's comfort zones, right? Like the same old, we don't want to challenge identity. We don't want to change or challenge belief systems, may or may not be outdated. We'd rather just play it safe and be comfortable with the certainty of the known versus the possible discomfort of like venturing out and tapping into a whole new level of inspiration, right? Like, if you just want to enable each other in the comfort zone, which is most people in relationships in society now, like, you know, there's a lot of holding on to certainty. But when you hold on to certainty, you can't open up to the unknown, which is where your potential is, right? What you're living now, you've already explored, you've already experienced. Like, life is happening now. Life is here for you to learn more, to explore more, to move and, you know, be amazed and in awe and tap into that inspiration and have the courage and the momentum to just follow it and see what you can discover in this lifetime, right? And so if you have that high standard for inspirational relationships where we inspire each other to get into the growth zone and not just enable each other into the comfort zone, you're going to push yourself to be your best self, but not from a place of, oh, I've got to be better than I am and a judgmental harshness, but an actual like, I love myself so much. I love life so much that I want to give it everything that I've got. I want to explore every pocket I can, right? And to find other people who also share that, whoa, like, you know, then when you're not in that most inspired spot, like you can lean on them to like lift you up from their latest inspiration. And maybe not all of each other's inspirations ignite something, but when you find those things that you both align with, wow, like now you've just magnified the inspiration to a whole other height than you could access if you just did it alone. All right. So hope that this resonates with you guys, and I definitely want to check in and see who's been able to join me. Hope this message gets you thinking about whether you need to set a new standard in your relationships. And remember, whenever we need to set new standards in relationship with anybody else, it always starts with ourselves. It's too easy to play the blame game, blame it on them and just chuck another relationship out, right? But it's like, no, hang on a minute. Like any relationship that I'm currently in is a co-creation. It's not all on them. It's not all on me, right? But what is it that I can do to enhance the quality of this connection? If I want an inspired connection, how am I getting inspired and having the courage to openly communicate about that, right? And move with it as well. Don't just depend on somebody else to be on board with your inspirations for you to move with them. You know, that's what happened for me with this example I shared today. Like, I was already making the moves. As soon as I get inspired and it just lands and I know, whoa, that was like a meaningful inspiration for me, I make the moves there and then. I'm not like trying to search if it's going to be okay with this person or that person, or are they going to come with me, or if they're not on board, I'm not going to do it. No, like this is your life. Your inspirations are yours, and it's just the cherry on top when somebody else is aligned with that inspiration and wants to fuel it with you, all right, genuinely from their own inspiration, like you just ignited something in them that's just as meaningful, all right? So that's kind of where I'm going with this one, but I definitely want to check in. So yeah, definitely say hi. If you've got any words of wisdom or experiences on this topic or any questions, whatever you want to contribute to the conversation, I absolutely love having you here. And so I'm not just talking at you, but we can have a bit of a conversation around it as well. But Bill's in the house, and Donald, and Ramgalam, good to see you, and David, awesome. And hello to you, DB. There is always something to grow and build up one another together. Absolutely. And that's the kind of mindset, you know, that comes with the territory of an inspired relationship, right? Where you're inspiring each other into the growth zone, so that you get to live like we're in this finite physical existence, right? And there's only so much time that we have to explore in this way of living, right? And so I don't want to waste another second. I want to get into it. I want to go explore. I want to be doing things that challenge me. I want to be doing things I haven't done before, right? But that's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be for everybody. But if it resonates with you, then you're someone like me who wants inspiring relationships that inspire you into the growth zone, so you get to explore your potential to an even higher height. All right, so that is it from me. I so appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing up today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your contributions. And Bill, you're very inspiring. I love traveling the world. Awesome, Bill. Thank you so much, my friend. And right back at you. And I love traveling the world too. So I can't wait to, you know, with all the lockdowns and things that I got stuck in the most lockdown city in the world during COVID times. I think I got a lot kind of pent up kind of travel and exploration to do, but I'm certainly doing a lot of that here in my new home in beautiful Queensland as well. So you don't need to go overseas. Just like get outside of your comfort zone, like go and do something that you wouldn't normally do. There's so many fun like little experiences. You know, I went and did one of those paint and sip things not that long ago, and it's just so much fun to just go and be creative and get outside the box that you're usually in. You don't need a lot of money to do it. You don't need to go overseas to do it. You can do so many things. The thing that makes you, you know, move into that growth zone is just something new. Just something different, something that you might not have any experience with, right? Like that's where your juice is. But so many of us are terrified at failing, right? So we don't ever choose to begin something that when we don't know, because we expect ourselves to be experts at things from the get-go. Like what a boring life, right? Like you want to limit yourself that way. Like why not just take on that curious mindset and just explore and experiment? And like I'm always saying, you know, go and be the human guinea pig of your own personal development and exploration. Bill, you did glass blowing today. That is so cool. See, like mine's here. Oh, I'd love to give that a go. I've never done anything like that before. So amazing. I hope you've got something you can show. I bet it's like a love heart or something. I know you like the love hearts. But yeah, so good to see you, Bill, and that's awesome. I'm going to look up if I can do anything like that around here in local or wherever I have to go. So I appreciate the inspiration. So that's it from me today. Thank you again for joining me, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow for day 23. Mwah.